talk about the Devil's Cord proper in a moment, but I want to talk about the big elephant in the room, and that's that it doesn't feel like the Devil's Cord was meant to be the second episode of the series, for multiple reasons. Firstly, Space Babies, the first episode, ends with the Doctor and Ruby going back to Ruby's London flat to visit Carla and Cherry, and then the next episode opens with business as usual, where after the Maestro cold open, or where the 15th Doctor and Ruby are going, oh, so if I want to go to this planet, this is what I want to do. You ask me where I want to go, we'll go to the Beatles. And then these two are completely in sync. They're doing great, and okay, so I guess we're just ignoring the ending of Space Babies. It's a very strange contrast from one scene to the other, exacerbated by these two being dropped at the same time, and you're meant to watch them as kind of a double feature. It's very strange. And then about 25 minutes into the episode, when Maestro comes out of the piano on the rooftop after Ruby's played the love song for lesbians, and then she says, you never run, you never run away, Doctor. You always have the answers. You're always good. And the audience are presumably thinking, you've only had 2 adventures. What are you on about? And in the last adventure, you were with the bogeyman, and the Doctor ran away from that. If anything, all you've seen this Doctor do is run away. Bravely run away. It's like Monty Python's Holy Grail. But then, when they go forward in time, when they see the apocalyptic future, if music is destroyed and ended in the 1920s and the 1930s, the Doctor asks, okay, so where are you now? And Ruby's like, June, July 2024. It's hard to keep track. But the last time we saw them, it was Christmas Eve 2023. So there's actually been a 6 or 7 month time jump that the audience have not had any allusion to, and we're finding this out 25 to 30 minutes into the episode. It's sloppy as hell. I think that The Devil's Cord was not meant to be the second episode of the series. I think it might have been episode 5 or episode 6. At the end of the episode, they say, oh, the one who waits is almost here. It's like, almost here? That kind of sounds like something you'd say in the lead up to the series finale. Almost here. Oh no, it turns out we have to wait 6 weeks now. What's episode 5, Rogue? Episode 5 is Dot and Bubble, and then episode 6 is Rogue, and then 7 is The Legend of Ruby Sunday, and 8 is Empire of Death. We know that there is a scene that takes place on Christmas Eve between the Doctor and Carla, because we've seen it in the trailers. It happens when Carla says, you'll keep her safe, you promise? And he's like, I'll keep her safe, which means she's definitely going to die. Yeah, so it's strange that we know that scene exists. They shot it. It's probably going to be in the series because it's in the trailers, but we don't open Devil's Court with it. We don't make any allusions. There's no, flashback or interspersing montage or something. It feels so strange. Maybe Devil's Cord was coupled with Space Babies for one of 2 reasons. Firstly, it's the Eurovision Song Contest on the day that it was broadcast, and they wanted to do a whole unifying the world through music thing. A little bit tone deaf, considering, the big reasons for protesting Eurovision. But also, there's the new Beatles documentary, or Beatles miniseries, that's dropping on Disney Plus in the next week or so. So, it could have just been a happy accident, but I think that's why they did it with the double feature. They have a big musical number at the end of Devil's Cord, and then that leads into the Eurovision Song Contest. Branding, theming, it all makes sense. But then we got the spoiler-free review from the Radio Times of Boom, and the Doctor is out of action because he's on a landmine. And the author of this spoiler-free review says Ruby is forced to step up, with Gibson perfectly portraying our new companion on her first adventure to an alien planet, which means that the Doctor and Ruby have been travelling for 6 to 7 months and have not visited an alien planet. I have a feeling that it was meant to be Space Babies, then Boom, and then something else afterwards, whatever. But it's a re-release of Let It Be. That's what Disney Plus are dropping on. I thought it was something else. One second. I have Disney Plus. We can take a quick look, actually. I know that in Series 1 in 2005, Rose didn't even visit an alien planet. It was all Earth and space stations. But even in the expanded universe, she visited an alien planet. On the Monsters Inside book, they actually make direct reference to this is the first alien planet that Rose has visited. It's in the opening chapter of the Monsters Inside book. Yeah, on Disney Plus, it's the re-release of Let It Be for the first time in over 50 years. So yeah, maybe there's that timing for it as well. That makes sense. So yeah, if this review of Boom is meant to be believed, it means that Ruby has been traveling with the Doctor for 6 or 7 months, as the series is currently formatted, and has not visited an alien planet, which seems a bit strange. I just think it's sloppy as all hell to end Space Babies, an episode that is meant to be binged with the Devil's Cord. It ends with them visiting Carla and Cherry, and then the next episode opens with business as usual, and we later learn 25 minutes later it's 6 or 7 months has passed. It's sloppy as hell, and I don't think it was meant to be the second episode. That's my theory. That's a game theory. No, that's my theory. There's been theories as well, because Space Babies is edited in a really weird way in the beginning. There's the reference throughout of Space Babies when the Doctor's going, push the button, push the button. So the theory is that the Doctor was going to put the Sugar Babes song Push the Button on the jukebox, and then press the button, and then they go throughout time and space. But instead we get this really weird transition where the Doctor heads to the jukebox, then there's a cutaway of him pressing a sonic screwdriver, then the central column goes up and down, and then the Doctor presses the button. He's on the other side of the console now from the jukebox, and then they travel through time and space. And then all of a sudden, throughout the rest of the episode, the Doctor is now unprompted saying, push the button. So I think there's been a few weird edits for these first 2 episodes that go beyond just their order. I don't know. Maybe I'm just finding patterns in things that aren't there. Tell the class about diegetic and extra oh god, yeah. When the Doctor goes into the studio with John Lennon's guitar to try and find the secret chord, and then the music is building up, and Ruby hears it slightly differently to the Doctor because of the room that she's in, and then the music, Murray Gold's soundtrack, actually breaks into the room and like drags Ruby away, and the Doctor's like, I thought that was non-diegetic. Like, that is such a fourth wall breaking line. It's an actual like holy shit moment of the episode where all of the rules do not apply here. I also don't think that this should have been the second episode, because you kind of need to establish the status quo and the normalcy of this universe for a few episodes before you start breaking those rules later. That moment hit hard in episode 2, but would have like hit like a freight train in episode 6, once you establish the normalcy, once you establish the rules of the new season of Doctor Who with the 15th Doctor and Ruby, and then 6 episodes in, I thought that was diegetic. That becomes so much stronger, I think.